everyone, welcome to another Painting with Jay. As always, I'm Jay. Painting along. It's going to be fun. So grab a brush, grab some paints, and grab a model. Let's get some work done. Let's rid the world of unpainted models and keep going. Now this is December. This is the first video I made in December. And so last month's painting challenge was a great success. In the end, I painted like 1,300 points of Necron, so that's pretty good. So in the last 2 months, painting challenges, I've painted a combined 140 models and thousands of points of Warhammer 40k. Now this month, I've decided to take a different game into my painting challenge. I'm doing hordes. The reason being is I've been giving so much attention to 40k. Just my viewers have asked me to give some love to hordes in War Machine, and I've decided, you know what, I can take a month and do that gladly. You know, I don't mind at all. And the reason why I chose Hordes over War Machine was my two options were to flush out my Signar army or to start a Skorne army. And I decided to start the Skorne army because I really want to learn Hordes. It's very close to War Machine, but there's a different dynamic, and I really want to learn it. So I figured no better way than to get some models painted up and play the game. And I have actually like 50-something points of Skorne in my workshop, so I figured might as well. My goal for this month is going to be to have a 35-point playable list at the end. And I think I'm going to get that because I've already painted 21 points. So, but obviously the caster or the warlock gives extra points. So like a 35-point list is actually 41 points. So it's going to be cool. So without further ado, let's start today's painting challenge, or today's Let's Paint with Jay. I'm going to be painting up these two Cyclops Savages. I believe they're called Cyclops Savages or Cyclops Brutes. Cyclops Savages, yeah. They're light war beasts for the Skorne faction. And I have 2 of them. They're each worth 5 points, so this is 10 points of my 35-point painting challenge, which just makes sense because, as I said, over the month I basically have to put together 41 points of Skorne, and these guys are 10 points, so you got to paint about 10 points a week. Makes sense. And I've already done the reds, the blacks, and the metallic, like the silver. I'm going to keep going today. I'm actually going to start on the silver. I just gave it a shading. So that's where I'm going to pick off today. And things are good, as I said. So I'm confident that I'm going to make my painting challenge this month. But the reason is I didn't go too crazy in like 50 points. I'm going to start with 35, and if I get past 35, I'll keep going. It's just December is a really, really busy month. As you all know, it's the holiday season, and on top of that, it's the end of the year, and my other job, I'm not going to go into much detail over it, but at my other job, it is really stupidly busy at the end of the year for some reason. And I don't work in retail, but yeah, it's busy. So I have not had an opportunity much this week to do stuff. It's been a busy week. In the end, but I'm sorry. Right now I'm looking for my metallics from. Is this one? There's Quicksilver, Cold Steel. Yeah, I guess that's it. And Pig Iron. Okay, so I'll use Cold Steel. I'm gonna try to use Reaper paint. I'm sorry, not Reaper. Privateer Press P3 paints on these guys. So basically, it's been a really challenging week. I've not had a lot of time for painting. But it's been a good week. I put up a battle report earlier in the week, so go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. It is a 1,500-point game of me versus my wife, and we had a great time playing it. She really likes Necrons. So do I. I want to play Necrons. I'm going to probably play Necrons in one of the upcoming battle reports as well, which I'm not playing against her. Actually, I have a couple opponents lined up this week coming up. So that'll be good. I got a battle report up, and as I said, I told you I was going to do it, and eventually I did, and I got the next How to Play Warhammer 40k 7th Edition video up. This one's called Preparing for Battle, and it's all the things you have to do prior to the game starting. So, after in between putting together your list, and right now I'm just going to dry brush the swords, getting a little bit of texture on them. So this video is about, talking, like what information should you give your opponents about your list, declaring your warlord, setting up the table itself, terrain, warlord traits, psychic powers, and then, rolling for scenario, rolling for Deployment, I briefly go over deployment, the types of deployment, but in the next video itself is actually going to be about deployment, the deployment phase of the game, and reserves. Specifically, you can put any amount of your army in reserves if you want. So that'll be cool. And yeah, so far people like it. I've gotten a lot of comments like, great video, but you took a long time to make it, or great video, please don't take 2 more months to make the next one, which isn't going to be the case. The next one should be up within the next week. This upcoming week's going to be a busy week as well. Christmas parties galore. I have 2 or 3 Christmas parties this week. I went to one on Friday. There we go. Some cool texture on them. And, yeah. So, busy, busy, busy. Was that Quicksilver? I don't know. We got some texture on them. That's good. So, it's been as I said, it's a busy time of the year. So that's why I didn't go too crazy with this month's painting challenge, but I am painting. This week I painted a bronze back Titan for the warp. It's a warp painting tutorial, so I figured I might as well integrate my warp painting tutorials with my painting challenges. So I got a bronze back Titan paint up this week, and that's 11 points, I think, for my painting challenge. So I'm already at 21. After this week, I'm going to be at 31. But then, again, I'm not going to be painting all the weeks. I'm pretty much losing the week of Christmas. I'm gone. And I'm going to put up I might mention that in my Q&Js, and I'm going to mention it here. There's going to be a week. I'm taking a week off, essentially. I have to. And I think it's understandable. I think the viewers are going to understand that I need to take a week off because, not necessarily as a vacation, but it's just I need to take a week off because I'm gone. I will be gone for a week, pretty much, visiting family and everything. So I will not be able to put up videos every day in December. I'm going to take us 1 week off, the week of Christmas, and then I'll be back full throttle, probably the week of the 27th. And I think people, it's going to be a weird time. The warp is the one situation where alright, I know that the Vault, Mini Wargames Vault, and I know that the Beasts of War one, and all these extra, these premium channels in various forms that we do, they all take the week off. They all do. Matt and Dave actually take 2 weeks off with no content. So I know, and I think the viewers know that we're all, we all have families, but yeah. To be honest, it's going to feel really weird not making videos. There was a time, and let's talk about this. So the coolest thing that's happened to me in my brain since, I think it's cool, but it's also a sign of an addiction, I guess. But right now I'm just painting Xander dust on their bones. One of the biggest change of minds that I've had, which is what keeps me going in my channels, is, before, when I was working at Mini Wargaming, before Mini Wargaming I was doing my PhD, and I'd get a video done every now and then, but it wasn't required, it wasn't needed to be done, and I did it on my own time. If I did a video, I did a video. If I didn't do a video that day, I wasn't upset or mad at myself. And since I started doing the warp, I want to take off my, I'll keep my glow on, just in case. But now, ever since starting the warp and going really, not only the warp, but going at this in a real professional sense, that as I said, my goal is to do these videos for a living, eventually. I can't do it right now. I don't make enough yet. But one day I will. And I want to do this in a professional sense. I've registered a company name. I'm going to pay taxes on it. Cool stuff. But ever since doing that, my mind has just been interesting. I feel weird. When I'm not at work, I'm here, and when I'm in my like in my home, I want to go to back to work making videos. Like I'm always wanting to make videos for y'all. I really am. I feel weird when I'm not making videos. It's like I'm used to now just working all the time, and when I'm sometimes at night, I find that if I'm if I'm not working, if I'm not here making videos or in the studio making videos, I feel weird, and it's like I feel like I'm being lazy, even at like 11 o'clock at night. I'm actually filming this. This will be up tomorrow, tomorrow Sunday. It's Saturday night, and I'm in my workshop, and I'm drinking Coke right now, but yeah, I feel like if I'm not here making my videos for you guys, I'm slacking, and it's kind of fun thinking about that. So it's been that change in mindset. I feel weird when I don't put out 4 videos a week or 5 videos. I think it was 2 weeks ago I only put out 3 for free, and I felt like I was such a slacker. And it's really weird because I know in my head, and my wife keeps reminding me about this, but I don't want to be like all the other people. But in our niche, there's very few people that put out more than a video a week, or maybe 2 a week, maybe 3 max. Mini Wargaming does 3 or 4 on most weeks. Now, the majority of them are battle reports, and I give them full props on that. But yeah, I gotta. It feels weird when I don't put out a lot of content. It really does. That's my level of dedication and my conviction. In my head I'm thinking, oh man, like this week so far I think I've put out 3 videos. This will be number 4. And then if I have time, I'll film a Q&J tomorrow. I've had no time this week to do Q&J. And so tonight I had the choice between Q&J and painting with Jay. And I decided painting with Jay because right now I'm just having some Shabty bone. The reason why I like painting with Jay, now people have been asking me a lot lately, is Q&J dead or what's up with Q&J, because I have been filming a lot of them lately. It's not dead. No series is dead. In fact, Q&J, I'm going to try to get to one tomorrow. The problem is with Q&J is that I rarely, it's hard because my workshop is much quieter than my house, where my studio is, and it's not easy to set aside, an hour, and it sometimes takes like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half even, excuse me, to film a Q&J. And I don't have most days I don't have the time to just sit down and film it over my other content. And then I really like it. It's one of my favorite series to film. But in the end, I don't have the time sometimes, and it's at the end of the week, and I'm always catching up with my other vids or doing stuff. So I don't know. I don't think it's justification or anything. It's not dead. It's not dead at all. It's very much alive. My dream would be if I could do one a week. But on Fridays I've been really busy lately, and I just haven't had the chance to film one. And then next week I'm going to film one probably on this Monday, or maybe I'll film one tomorrow and it'll be up on Monday. And then Friday I have a Christmas party. So here's my week. Thursday I have a Christmas party. Friday I'm hosting a Christmas party, apparently. And then Saturday, of course, is I'm working, but it's also my wife's, and it's my wife's birthday. I'm working in the morning at my other job. And then it's my wife's birthday, so I'm taking her out for the rest of the night. And it's also the same day as Blood Angels coming out. I know a new Blood Angels Codex drops on Saturday. And this time, I'm going to be trying I'm going to try a new style of my Codex reviews and see how it goes. But there's one of my wargaming friends he's really knowledgeable of Blood Angels. His name you'll know him in the comments as the Deblet, and he's also known as Deblet 666. But him and I have been like homies for a while, and he wants to do kind of like a joint codex review with me. So we're gonna try it over Skype, not Skype or Google Hangout or something like that. We're gonna try it, and I'm gonna try it for this Blood Angels codex and see how it goes. And then in the future, what I'm thinking of doing is, if it goes well, is maybe in the future I'll do a codex review by myself, but then I want to do a joint one with people. Like I really wish I could have done this with Skari over the Dark Eldar codex, you know, or I guess if a new Tau codex dropped, I could talk to Owen if he's still doing 40k, or you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. It'd be kind of cool to incorporate other people's opinions in my videos, because I would just, my reviews are only one person's view, which is mine, my reviews. And it'd be cool to get a second opinion in my videos, because then in the middle of my review, I'm betting that Deblet is going to say something that maybe he'll bring up a point I didn't think about. And it'd be cool, because then we can convey more information and more thoughts to the viewers. So I think it will lead to a better review, though the quality of the video will be worse. I can guarantee that. Because Google Hangouts are on webcams rather than HD cameras. So, yeah. But it's not really the quality of video that matters. It's the quality of the information. So, that's what I'm thinking. I think it'll be really cool. So we're going to do that. I don't know when. Probably we'll record on the weekend or something. Rich gold. My favorite gold. Always give your liquid gold. Oh, good shake. It's late. Losing my coordination. So, that's it. I've become almost, I wouldn't say a workaholic or anything. But the problem is I love making videos. I don't like my other job. I love making videos for y'all. I really do. And I don't see it as work. I really don't. I love it. And I want to keep doing it for a living. So the only way to do it is to keep going. I got to go full scale on it and work my brains out, because that's the only way to grow on YouTube. It's really hard. The thing is about YouTube these days is I was relatively early on in the game. Like, I wasn't obviously a pioneer. The first big YouTuber channels in our niche would have been like Girl Painting, Awesome Paint Job, Mini Wargaming, Blue Table Painting, Beast of War, you know. But I was kind of in this middle group with a bunch of other with a couple other YouTubers in our niche that we were kind of second away, I'd call it. And I know each new YouTuber even has a harder and harder challenge to get popular, because other ones are established in our niche. And in the big scheme of things, I think I'm in the top 15 channels in our niche or something like that. I think so. But what was I saying though? Sorry, it sounds like weird bragging. But I really want to continue growing, and to do so, I'm gonna just keep making as best of content as I can. And I really do feel sometimes that if I can't stop for a couple days, because in this generation, if people want videos, so, and YouTube is a very quick medium. Things go through YouTube very quickly. So, but I can't complain at all. As I said, I love making videos, and that's it. But if I couldn't, if next year's gonna be a big year for me, I think, because my goal next year is, I want by the end of the year I want to be done with my other job. I want to be done. I want to be making videos for a living. And that's my goal. And I'm going to work my butt off towards that goal. And I might not reach that goal. But I'm going to try. I'm going to go down swinging. That's what I'm going to do. I'm tired of my other one. But I got to still do it until this is successful. Oh, I've been getting a few questions lately from viewers. About there's this YouTube tip thing going on or something like that. Now, I don't really know much about it because I'm Canadian, and it's not available in Canada yet. I think it's only available in the U.S. and Australia and maybe a couple other countries. But it's not available in Canada, so people keep asking if I should. People keep saying to me I should open up this tip jar thing. And I don't. Again, it's not called tip jar or something. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a tip jar. And maybe one day, I would see myself doing that over Patreon, personally, because then if someone wants to tip me 20 cents, they can, versus Patreon, which is certain amounts, and it's like every month, and there's a commitment, and, you know. But maybe, but I'm not giving it too much thought right now because it is not available in my country. But it's not all about money. It really isn't. It's not about money. I wouldn't be making YouTube videos on miniature wargaming if I was trying to become a millionaire. But it's about. I'm just trying to make minimum wage. Like if I can make enough that I can just leave my other job, then I'm done. You know, that's it. So in that case, it is kind of about money in the sense that I wanted to quit my other job, but yeah. It's all good. Life is good. I can't complain. So I have a loving wife that will play 40K with me. She had fun. She had a good time playing the other day. And I think the fun really comes through in the battle report. So, of course we got some rules wrong. Some really minor stuff. I misread the swarms rule, because it says in 7th edition, swarms it double the wounds unless it has the instant death special rule. And I looked and I'm like, okay, well the weapon I'm firing doesn't have the instant death special rule, but it will cause instant death. So does that matter? Like, it doesn't specifically have an instant death special rule, like D-sides for Eldar, for example, have the the instant death special rule. So, what am I doing? Oh yeah. So, I made a couple mistakes. It happens. I'm learning Necrons. Necrons are fun. They're a cool army. I'm glad I did them for painting challenge. And I'm still keeping my plans. I'm thinking January and February are going to be dedicated to my Alpha army. You know, my first army that I got back in when I got back into 40K, Tyranids. So I'm going to dedicate a couple months to Tyranids and get them all painted to my standard, because I have so many Tyranid models that need a little bit of loving that it's time to, stop buying models and paint up some Tyranids. So, and that's good. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it. Other things I'm looking forward to, the Vegas Open. Going to Vegas is going to be really cool. I'm going to go see Penn and Teller as well. I've decided that I'm going to go see Penn and Teller in Vegas. And I'm excited to see Penn and Teller as well. So maybe the day after the Vegas Open, I'm going to go see Penn and Teller. lot of gold on these guys. Whole lot of gold. I'm going to go with the standard color scheme, I think, for my Skorne army, because I don't really have a red army. I have a lot of blues, and I'm going to have a yellow eventually. So I decided that red would be a cool army to do. So I'm going to keep the normal color scheme for them. I'm going to go pretty standard on it. I love the golds combined with the reds, that really regal appearance. You know? I think it's really cool. So, and Skorne are not an easy faction to play with, apparently, because Skorne are really they seem to be really counterintuitive. They're a counterintuitive army. Most armies have synergy, and there's a slang term for Skorne. Skorne are known to have Skornergy, because it's actually like really counterintuitive the way that you put together lists. And many models are like, hey, we do better, like it's this weird circular logic, like this model does better with this army, this type of unit, but that unit doesn't do well at all with this model, and it's just like, what? So yeah, it's a term, Skornergy. And I don't know, they're really slow. Like they remind me a lot of they're kind of like the Horde's version of Khador. That's cool. Is that red too? Mm-hmm. Sorry, dropping stuff. But yeah, I think 2015 is going to be a good year. I really do. You know, when I started 2014, I was working at Mini Wargaming, and I was happy. And I didn't know at that time I'd be living in Peterborough, Ontario at the end of the year. But I'm really actually liking Peterborough. It's growing on me. It's really growing on me. It's a nice little place. The community here, it's not very big in miniature wargaming, but it's really nice. There's some really cool people out here, and I would hope that I see them more often. So, and I'm slowly finding battle report opponents, which is cool. And yeah, I'm happy. It's been fun, you know. If I didn't move, I'd definitely still be working at Mini Wargaming, and I'd be happy there too. But life's good. You know, the amount of crap that people have to go with on a normal day, I can't complain. I'm very grateful. Because I said, right now I'm making a video, I'm painting. I'm just rambling like an idiot and painting, and you guys are watching this stuff. I love it. You know, I can't complain. I pay myself to do what I love, and that's awesome, you know. It really is. And it gives me hope that I can do this for a living one day. So, no complaints. I really can't. See. So what happened last week? Let's talk about last week while we're halfway through this. So last week was Black Friday, and now many of you did leave your comments. Oh, by the way, I do read all the comments. So apparently Black Friday is creeping into Britain, and I've seen some of the footage. It actually, like, wow, UK had some really interesting filming of Black Friday fights. No one died, I believe. I don't think anybody died. But holy moly, it's creeping into Britain now. That was really fascinating to me. Because Canada, we had Black Friday sales too, but nothing is worth fighting over that extent. And especially in Canada, really nothing was. There weren't that many crazy sales that I was like, oh, I didn't even care about most of them. The one interesting story I had, which I did go Black Friday shopping technically, was I had already decided on what I was getting my wife for Christmas. Now I'm not going to mention what I'm getting my wife for Christmas because I think she might be watching this tape. So, so I had decided a while ago I was gonna what I was gonna buy her, and there was a specific one specific item that just got my attention. I think it's perfect for her, and it's an electronic item. So, so I decided that I was going to keep an eye on it. I didn't think it was going to go on Black Friday sale or anything, and it did. It went slightly cheaper, not kill someone over, but it got slightly cheaper. So I thought, okay, you know what, I might as well buy it now. I was going to buy it for her anyway, so I might as well buy it online. And then all of a sudden I went online, and it wouldn't let me buy it. It still said stuff was left, like it still said items were left in the store online, but it wouldn't let me buy it. It was some weird error. And all of a sudden, because it was from a website from Best Buy, electronics company in Canada and the United States, and it told me that all of a sudden it went from like having stock to no stock. So I thought, oh my goodness, and it wasn't even that crazy of a sale, but I thought, oh no. But it did say you could reserve in stores. But I live in Peterborough, as I mentioned, and the nearest store is in Whitby, Ontario, which is about an hour's drive in good traffic away. So I reserved it, and it says, oh, you can pick it up, as long as you pick it up within the next 24 hours, you're in good shape. I thought, okay, perfect, I can get there in 24 hours. So that night, about 4 hours later, I jump in the car. When my wife got home from work, I jumped in the car and I drove all the way to Whitby, Ontario, Canada. But it didn't take an hour. It took like an hour and 30 minutes, I think, about an hour and a half. It was because traffic was really, really brutal at that time. It was rush hour, basically. And I'm driving, and it took forever, traffic. And then I got there, but less than 5 minutes before, I'm less than 5 minutes away from the Best Buy in Whitby, and all of a sudden, I get an email, right, and open up on my phone, and it's from Best Buy Canada, saying, we're very sorry, but we can no longer hold your item. It didn't say why, but it said we could no longer hold the item that you reserved, and I was a bit ticked. I'm a really easygoing person, and I was annoyed because I drove all the way there from Peterborough, and I've been driving at that point for about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 25 minutes, and they couldn't hold the item for me. I walked in, and I walked up to the service desk, and I was not going to yell at them or anything, but I was going to be like, seriously, are you guys sniffing glue or something? And I say to them, hi, I just got this message saying you could not hold the item for me. And they said, yeah, we're very sorry, but we gave your item away. And I said, well, I reserved it. And they said, yes, so after we gave it away, we went to the shelves and got you the last one of that same item. And I thought, and I said to the guy, I said, oh, so it's the same exact item? And they said, yeah. I was blown away. I said, why did you send me that email? And they said, to be honest, we don't know. I was like, okay, because most customers, like, I'm an easygoing guy. What if it was like someone who gets angry really easily? That email would really anger them. I said, you guys shouldn't do that. Don't unnecessarily anger customers when you have the same item. And the thing is, I asked the guy, I'm like, so did you send me that email before or after you got the one off the shelf? And they said, after. I said, oh, because I could understand if it was beforehand and you were just covering your butts in case you couldn't find a new one, but like, you guys are being silly. Just starting fights with customers for really no reason. So, silly Best Buy. So in the end, I did get the item I went in for the price, and it was worth it because it was worth the drive because it's for my wife, and I really want to get her this one specific item, and I know she's gonna love it. So it was worth it. I was like, silly Best Buy. You sent me an email for no reason. So that was my
Black Friday shopping. You know, pretty mild compared to most Black Friday shopping events that I've heard of. But I can't wait till she opens it, which will be this week actually, because it's her birthday / Christmas gift. Her birthday is in the middle of December, so, and I know a lot of people say it's stupid getting the birthday / Christmas gifts, but my wife likes that. She really likes the birthday Christmas gifts, so she's happy with that. And also, I spend obviously more on this birthday Christmas gift than I would on the two gifts individually, right? So, and it's not how much you spend either, obviously, but I don't know. Funny stuff. A lot of gold in these guys. Maybe I'll do the rest of the hour. Yeah. So yeah, things are good. It's cool to have. I have 2 battle report opponents this week. Now this is the second time I've had multiple opponents in the same week, but unfortunately last time they both fell through because of weather. So hopefully this week they both happen. And yeah, that'll be cool. So that'll be this week's battle report and next week's battle report covered. I'm gonna put out one a week. And good. I really love battle reports. I love making them, love filming them. People love watching them. So, and they're also they're the more watched videos. So, and they're fun. Get to play the game. So Blood Angels, the models look pretty good. There's that Baal, what was it called? Shields of Baal box set, which just came out. And to be honest, I really wasn't that impressed with the box set. When I saw the Orc box set, I loved it. Like, I saw the Orc box set and for Stormclaw, and I loved it. Like, I saw the models, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that war boss looks amazing. I want a war boss. I need knobs. I need grots. I love Killican. So for me, it was a really good value. And on top of that, the models for the Space Wolves were really nice too. And you get a mini rulebook. So it took me like 3 seconds to realize I'm buying that box set, right? But for this one, excuse me, I saw the concept of it. I thought, I'm a Tyranid player. And you really did not entice me very much at Games Workshop to buy this. I was a little shocked. Because, yeah, like, in a mini version of a game, Gene Stealers are viable, but in the big sense, like, Gene Stealers, in my opinion, are pretty much the weakest troops choice for the Tyranids, you know? Because Hormigons are much cheaper. And they fulfill the same close combat-y purpose, but they're much cheaper. You can give them toxin sacks and they just rule. They rip apart everything for a much cheaper price. Gene Stealers, they have a 5-up armor save, and they're not hard to deal with. You know, if your opponent has something that's squishy, all they got to do is hide and cover, and then your Gene Stealers charge through cover, go at initiative 1, and the odds are Overwatch alone will kill them with their 5-up armor saves. So, Gene Stealers really aren't, to me, the pinnacle of competitiveness for the Tyranids. And then, but the majority of the army is Tyranids. Not Tyranids. The majority of the army is Gene Stealers for the Tyranids. You know? And there are 3 warriors, and I like warriors. As you can see, I have them. But warriors, to me, any normal Tyranid player will have warriors. The Carnifex is cool. And it seems to be on a new base. So I wonder what they're doing with that. Because it seems to be on an oval base instead of the normal circular one. But the Carnifex is good. But to me, it just, if I was a Tyranid player, I would not, which I am a Tyranid player. I mean, sorry, if I was a new Tyranid, like, if I was a competitive Tyranid player, I would not think about buying this box set. Because I know the Broodlord looks awesome. He's a great looking model. But in the end, he's a Broodlord. And I already have 5 Broodlords, and I don't use any of them in a normal game. Like, you guys have been watching my Tyranid battle reports for a long time. You know, and even Matt at Mini Wargaming, neither of us really are big fans of Gene Stealers anymore. Ever since, 6th edition came out, when Gene Stealers got nerfed into the ground. Overwatch is not a Gene Stealer's friend. They don't have any access to grenades. So they always, all you got to do is keep your guys in cover, and the Gene Stealers are not going to be able to hurt you. And the only good Gene Stealers people really loved were the Imgarls, because the Imgarls could assault the turn they came in, and they could pop up anywhere on the board. So they prevented the problem that your opponent didn't have a lot of time to deal with them, and they wouldn't be overwatched to death before, or shot up to death before they got to assault. But then, of course, the Imgarls disappeared in the new codex, or the 6th edition codex, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this box set. And then on the other end, the Blood Angel side, most of it's Death Company, and people are really polarized on Death Company, and most lists don't involve them. So, I don't know. I really don't know what to think. That's my first big question to you guys today. What do you think of the new box set, the Ball? Do you agree with me, or am I being a negative Nancy here? I don't see it as that, compared to the Stormclaw set, which had such a good thing of orcs. Knobs, a war boss, and the war boss, to me, the model is just unbelievable. So is to be fair though, so is the Broodlord. And then the Space Wolves had a great combination too. Like, it definitely seemed like a box set that you could buy half of it and get, you and a friend could each get half and be very happy. But this one, a lot of the Blood Angel players don't seem to be the happiest with only the Death Company being the primary models in it. And the Tyranid players are looking at going, you didn't put anything new and exciting in it, other than a new model for the Broodlord. But the Broodlord is not a used model in most lists. So it's going to be a cool, scenario set. But I don't know. I don't see myself going to a tournament and seeing a lot of models from that box set. So, but I could be wrong. Leave a comment, please. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I love the fact they're doing them. That's just awesome. I think it's brilliant, and really, it's such a good idea. Such a good idea, Games Workshop. I give you full props on doing that. Every couple codices, you come out with a box set, combining the two in a really interesting scenario format. Like, that's just great. Frosted Flakes good? No, they're great. That's kind of, to me, that's just really, really good idea. Yeah. I think Games Workshop, you are thinking right with that idea. Very good idea. Just maybe the wrong execution for this particular combination. Now, once again, it does have a. It does have what was I gonna say? A mini rulebook, which is good. Another thing that's been really crazy with Games Workshop lately is I don't know what they're doing with their books, but they're apparently not producing many copies because lately books have been like, and items have been selling out the same, like within minutes, just minutes of going on pre-order. Like the Blood Angel dice, I got the email that they you know, then after the announcement, about 15 minutes, and they're already gone. The dice were. And I know in the fantasy books, like all the new the World End books, they keep selling out instantly. So apparently, the Games Workshop is getting extremely much more popular, or they're not producing many copies. They're not producing the supply to meet their demand. That was kind of weird. Mm-hmm. What else? I'm looking forward to seeing my family. I haven't seen. I'm not. I'm not unbelievably close with my family, to be honest. I feel like this is kind of a therapy sometimes. Me talking to you guys, I love it. I'm not unbelievably close with my family, and especially since I moved, I'm a good distance away from them. You know, and it's gonna be nice. Like Christmas is usually the one. I usually see my family probably 3 or 4 times a year, and Christmas is one of them. So it's gonna be good to see my family, catch up, see how people are doing. You know, I have many siblings. I'm one of 5. Well, not many. I guess I'm not 19 kids and counting, but I have there's 5 kids in my family. You know, and we're all spread out among Southern Ontario. Well, actually, I'm not in Southern Ontario, but we're all in Ontario. Most of my family is in Southern Ontario, and I'm in Central. But yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm really happy to see them. Before last get together, 2 of them actually stopped and went and watched one of my videos because they wanted to find out what I did for a living. It was kind of funny. So that was kind of fun to talk to them about it. And my mother she doesn't really understand that you can make money off YouTube. She doesn't watch YouTube, right? She's older, and it's really funny because she talks to me and she goes, so do people send you money in the mail? And I was like, no, why that? And she goes, well, I heard you're making money now. I said, yeah. She goes, well, so how? Like, do you ask your viewers to send you money in the mail? And I'm like, no, it's off ad revenue. And she goes, there's ads on YouTube? I'm like, yeah. And it's just fun to try to explain to her the YouTube. I love it. She actually said the YouTube. And yeah, my mom's awesome. She's just awesome. You know, it's fun. I feel like almost like a comedian when I'm talking about this kind of stuff. The YouTube. But yeah, so I'm on the YouTube, which is on the internet. Cool. These guys are shaping up nicely. I'm probably going to end shortly because we're almost getting at 50 minutes. And I'm getting a bit tired. But yeah, it's been a good year. It really has. And I'm excited. I really don't know what 2015 has around the corner for me. Because I'm not a psychic, but I'm excited. I really am. I think it's going to be a year of growth for my channel, for me working really hard and producing as best of content as I can. You know, I really do feel that, and that's my goal, you know. and I'm gonna try my best to succeed. That's what I can do. And these painting challenges have just made me super happy. Finishing, 100 plus models in a couple months that would not be painted otherwise, it makes me happy. I'm starting to see, as I said, in one of my older painting with J's, I'm starting to see actual gaps in my shelves in my workshop that I'm previously used to be filled with boxes of models, and now they're starting to see gaps in them. I'm like, oh wow, I'm actually putting a dent in my model count. And after Tyranids especially, Tyranids are going to be a really if I can get as many Tyranids painted as I'm going to try in January and February, that's going to put a huge dent in my painting needs. So, and I'm also really happy because then once I'm done these painting challenges, the goal is really to get into Tactica as well, because then I'll have the army flushed out enough that I can do a really in-depth series of Tactica. Next Grey Knights are coming up too. I'm gonna start Grey Knights once I get my Dread Knight. I've started working on my Dread Knight and started assembling him. Wow, so he's basically done. That's cool. Look at him. And after this guy's done, that's yeah, I might actually say he's done. This is probably finished. This is another 10 points of my painting challenge. So I've done 10 points during this Let's Paint with Jay. Well, I finished up 10 points. I didn't start them, obviously, but I'm finishing up 10 points. So that's good stuff. Look at this. My Skorne army is coming together. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to stay in that tournament for Adepticon. Adepticon I'm super excited about. Las Vegas Open I'm super excited about. So people, if you're coming to Adepticon, come find me, because I am going to be happy and just having a great time. I'm excited. That's it. I'm going to just review the other guy, make sure he's all painted. I think that's it. They're a 5-point model. I think that's a pretty good standard. They're definitely a 3-color minimum. They're painted. So. Tomorrow I'm going to go see Corner Gas the movie, which, for those who don't live in Canada, will have no idea what I'm talking about. Because there's a really funny Canadian TV show series called Corner Gas, which takes place in the middle of nowhere in Saskatchewan. And they decided that they were going to make a movie of it, so they did a Kickstarter campaign. They raised successful funds to make a movie. But it's only in theaters for 4 days. Tomorrow's the last day. So, I'm going to go see that. The Last Hobbit's coming out shortly. That's going to be awesome. There's some really good movies coming out next year as well, which I'll talk about in future videos. But there's so many good movies coming out next year. It seems next year's going to be a really big blockbuster year. Jurassic World, the new Terminator, Avengers. Cool. So I'm just cleaning off my brush. That's it. I think I'm going to end here. We're an hour in, but look at this. I now have 2 painted. To a quasi-okay standard, I think. They look good. They have some shading. They have different colors. They're definitely more than 3-color minimum, and they look good. So I think that's good. So that's it. Let's end here, and I hope you guys got some stuff done as well. So that concludes this week's Painting with Jay. I hope you guys painted stuff along. Definitely leave comments in the comment section down below. So first of all, my big question to you is, what do you think of the new box set? I think it's a good idea. The models for me for Tyranids just didn't really, do that much for me.
And what are your plans for the holiday season? Are you going to see your family? You going to have a good time? You know? Hope you all have a good time. I really do. Well, I wish you all, nothing but a safe holiday season, but I'm going to make a video in the future about that. Probably involving a dachshund with antlers. We'll talk about that in the future. And yeah, I hope you guys got some stuff done and painted work, and hope you guys got as much done as I did. I'm having fun. So I'm already up to like 30 points now in my painting challenge, so I'm on my way. Next, I'm probably going to paint, I got to get a caster or a warlock, so I'm going to probably paint a warlock next week. Yeah, P. Morgul, I'm thinking. P. Morgul would be good. And maybe a Titan, a Gladiator Titan, some pain handlers. Sounds like a good list. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Painting with Jay. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed my rambles. I'm just a person who likes to talk to himself in a workshop. So, it's all good. But thank you very much. And thank you, most importantly, thank you for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. I can't thank you enough. You people are amazing. Absolutely. So thank you very much for watching. And until next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting with Jay.